tool today, and our design tool that we're going to use first is called SketchUp, but we're going to use the free version. I'm going to only use like free tools in this course, so just I know that it can be kind of difficult to like buy a bunch of stuff, so we're going to try not to do that. So use your account, go ahead and like log in. If you don't already have one of these, they're just going to ask you to sign in and read the terms and conditions and stuff, and you just accept it and keep it kicking. So we're going to start modeling. So this is our main page. You're going to have to say start modeling again. So usually this is our setup, and it looks super similar to what it looks like when you are in the actual SketchUp software. It's very similar. This is SketchUp Pro. It has a lot more of the commands and controls and things like that, but we don't really need that for right now. Right now, we're just going to make a little box. So this is one of the things, I'm going to call this a ribbon, right? So in most softwares or architectural softwares, they have some type of ribbon or they have a command line. SketchUp doesn't have a command line. The only thing I think they have is this right here, which is this dimensions line, and it allows you to put in what kind of distance that you want. And you can see right now at the bottom of the screen where it says dimensions in the right hand corner, it says what dimension you want, and I'm going to say, hey, I want a 10 by 10 foot, comma 10 foot square. So it made a square for us, and it's 10 by 10. So now I'm using a mouse, and I'm using like the middle scroll button. So that's kind of how you shift and move around. Hopefully you guys know your mouse well. But yeah, you have the right click, the left click, and then you have the middle scroll button, and it actually shows you right here what you can select to kind of rotate. Say you don't have that middle scroll, I think you can hold maybe Control Alt Shift. But for now, I have a mouse that has 3 buttons, and that is our scroll button to zoom in and out, our right and our left button. And when you click right, it has this menu that pops up, which is really useful when you start building things. So if I want to go up or down, I'm going to just click with my push or pull button, and I'm going to move it up or down. If I want to go up, I'm going to say 10 feet, right? So that I have a cube that's 10 by 10 by 10. So yeah, here's all of our options. One of the things I like to do is also roam through this ribbon here and look at what all these commands are. And you can just use this as an opportunity to kind of figure out what each one of these things do. That's kind of like the best way to start learning some of these softwares, is really just to take some time out and look through the ribbons. This is these little 3 dots. Those are really helpful. This is usually a sign that there's more to look at. And you'll see this on websites and stuff like that. So make sure you click that to see what else is there. But we can make circles and rotate rectangles. This is actually more advanced than what it was when I first started using SketchUp, because I don't remember any of these commands. Like I remember the circle, but I don't remember any of the other things. So this is actually really cool. So we're going to actually click offset. This is our offset command. And this symbol works in a lot of different softwares. Like I use Revit, which is not free software, but it's through Autodesk. It also has this command as well. And it's virtually the same. So now that I've clicked on this surface, and again, I can type in what number I want it to be. Say I want my walls and ceilings all to be like 6 inches. I can just type 6 and then inch and then press enter. Now, this is our push-pull command. It's so helpful for making holes and punching holes through things. Now, what used to be something that we could do is we could click this and it would actually go backwards and it would make a hole. But instead, now you have to click and drag it to the other side. So here's our cube, and I've made a punch through it. I can also say like, hey, I would like to move up and put like a little punch here, right? Because I'm making a window for my building. Yeah, I double click on this because out of habit, but you click and you drag it to the edge that you want it to go, and there's your hole, right? So this is my little room. And I can draw on the different surfaces. If I want to make a circle for like a chandelier, I can do that right here, right? And then that'll allow me to pull something through. And then if I click offset, which it's interesting that it docked right there, that's pretty cool. And then that allows me to create my little light here. There's also a lot of add-ins that you can use that allows you to turn this particular entity into something. Like say I want to make this in a group, I'm going to right click and make it a group. So anyway, that's a really quick like brief intro into what some of our commands can do. I know we also can say move our objects. I'm holding shift to go in a certain direction. Yeah, I can go right to left, I can go backwards. If I want to go up, I hold shift and I go up or down. And so red, blue, or green, which you can also see here, green, red, blue, it determines the direction. So now say you're moving this here, you can actually say 0, 0, 0, and that should put it back to its location. But maybe this is different because it's a website. But anyway, you can place it there. Yeah. Say you want to scale things up. This is really helpful in that, say you want to make a mirror of it, I would hold Control, which actually doubles it. But if you go the opposite direction of where you want to mirror it and you type in -1, it actually creates a mirror version of your object. So you can actually produce 2 of them. If you click the move button, which is this arrow, and then hold Control, then you can actually make a copy of it. And then you can use scale again, go the opposite direction, and then put -1, and it makes a mirror version. And then you can place them next to each other. So now you have 2 of them seated next to each other. And you can stack these guys and Control to make a copy. The other thing you can do is say like you don't like how it's positioned, you can rotate it. Let's see, 180. You can rotate that and then place this right on top of the other. Say you don't like something. I think this is our eraser tool. Say I draw this, but I don't like it. I can click that to erase it. Now, if it's a group, which is what these guys are, or if it's a component, it would be difficult to erase. But if you go into the component, you might be able to erase some things. So just keep that in mind of, whether or not you're in a group or a component, or if you're not in a group, then you can erase single lines, but you can't erase groups. So the other thing that's really cool is that you can actually paint things. That's really cool that you can just paint a solid one because that's a group. But say you go into the group and you only want to paint one surface, you can do that too. And if you want to paint the whole thing, then you have to hold shift down and then you click on your surface that you want to paint. So there's a lot of different things you can do in here. This is panning. It allows you to move around the object without rotating it. Rotating allows you to rotate using your left click. And then you have the measuring tool to find out like what size this is. It's 9 feet, which makes sense. Yeah, and then this should be 10 feet, right? So that allows you to measure it. And then you have a bunch of other tools in here. We can get into like tagging things. Tagging allows you to create layers and to control what layer things kind of sit on. And these are a little bit more complex things that we can use. Here's our tag to say what items these are. This is saying 100 feet. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's all we're going to do. We're going to click save, and we're going to create a project. Let's see. I don't have any projects, but I'm going to click SketchUp. My model is lesson 1. So I'm going to give you guys like one assignment, and our one assignment is essentially to go ahead and open up SketchUp, follow the tutorial that I just gave you, and make your own boxes and set them up however you want, and then send them to me and let me know what you guys think. You can message me privately, or you can just share and link your assignment, and just let me know how you did and what you feel like you would like to do more of. If you have any questions about what we just did, inbox me or post them under the video. All right, guys, have a nice day.